All right, you guys. So, welcome to Systems of Equations, okay, by substitution. Now, what we are going into now is how to solve these algebraically, okay? So, using our skills, our math skills, in terms of solving equations. All right, so if I have y equals 7x plus 15 and y equals 2x. Okay, what substitution is telling me to do is it's telling me to do that. It's telling me to substitute, but well, substitute what? Okay, so what I tell my students, and you're welcome to adapt this after you figure out and you're confident in what you're doing, is I tell my students, okay, you're going to take the first equation, so y equals 7x plus 15, okay, and you're going to circle what y equals. We know that y equals 7x plus 15. Okay. And we're going to substitute that whole circle into the other equation where y is. Because I've been told that y equals 7x plus 15, but I know that y equals 2x. Well, they are also equal to each other. So that means I'm going to substitute it in, and I'm going to get this new problem where I have, instead of y, I'm going to put 7x plus 15 equals 2x. So I took what was in green, okay, and in my new equation, see what I've written down in pink? Okay, so instead of writing y equals, I wrote 7x plus 15 equals, okay, and finished out what it equals. Well, now I just need to solve. Okay, so I need to solve my equation just like normal. I'm just going to ignore these two statements for the moment. I'm going to solve this equation for x. All right, so I'm going to subtract 7x. So I get 15 equals negative 5x. All right, and now I'm going to divide by negative 5. So I get negative 3 equals x. So I've got x equals negative 3. Okay. All right. But when I started the problem, I had an x and I had a y. So I know what x equals, but now I need to know what y equals. Okay. So now I'm going to substitute again. So this is all about replacing. I can use whichever one I want. Okay. I tell my students always to go back to the first one just to kind of develop habits and patterns. Okay. So I'm going to, instead of writing y equals 7x, I'm going to replace this x with negative 3. So y equals 7, and instead of x, I'm going to write negative 3 plus 15. So now I'm just going to simplify. So that's negative 21 plus 15. So I know now that y equals negative 6. Okay. So now when I go back and look at my original problem, I needed to solve for y and I needed to solve for x because I have to solve for all my variables in the problem. That's just how this works. Okay. So now I know what x equals, I know what y equals, and then how do I write those? Well, I write those as a point. And remember, points are always x, comma, y. So my final answer is negative 3, comma, negative 6. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to type negative 3, and then I'm going to type negative 6. Okay. And I have solved the system by substitution. Okay. I'm going to submit my answer. Yes. Okay. All right. Now you can see, okay, same idea. Okay. Little bit different work, but it's the same idea. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. Okay. So example, I've got y equals 2x and y equals 5x minus 30. Okay, so if I take that same idea, I'm going to take this first equation, I'm going to circle what y equals. Y equals 2x, and I'm going to replace it in the second equation. I'm going to substitute it. All right, so instead of writing y, I'm going to replace it with 2x equals 5x minus 30. All right, so now I'm going to solve for x. Okay, So I'm going to subtract 5x. So I get negative 3x equals negative 30. Okay, because remember the 5's eliminate. I'm going to divide by negative 3. So I get x equals positive 10. All right, so there's my x. All right, I need to now solve for y. So I'm going to take the first equation, okay, and instead of writing 2x, I'm going to replace the x with a 10. So y equals 2 times 10. So y equals 20. All right, and now my final answer, okay, I'm going to write it as a point, okay, as 10 comma 20. Okay. All right. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how do I know this is working? How do I know I've done this right? Is there a different way I could solve it? Okay. Come back in the next video and I'm going to show you how you can check your work. This is not how you'll solve it, but this is how you'll check your work. Okay. Good luck, and we'll come back in another video.